So everybody, welcome to Friday 5, where we cover some of the stories that might have happened during the week to make sure that you didn't miss them, from tech to Apple and everything in between. So without further ado, let's talk about the best story that happened this week. Let's get into it. So the biggest news story has to be that today, on the day of this release, people will be getting their pre-ordered Mac Minis, M4 MacBook Pros, as well as their M4 iMacs, bringing in the new era of the M4 chips now being in Apple's mainstays, with the highlighting one being the new form factor of the Mac Mini. From a size and power perspective, it is probably the best price to performance ratio computer that's on the market. So we just got our hands on it. I will be testing it throughout the weekend to then give you guys an overall review to see exactly what's new about it, if it's worth it, because if you are a student and you have a .edu email, especially here in the US, you can get a baseline Mac Mini and M4 Mac Mini for $499, and that will include the new unified baseline memory of 16 gigs. Meaning that every single M4 computer, every single M4 product, I guess aside from the M4 iPad Pro baseline, but every new MacBook, Mac Mini, and iMac will now come with 16 gigs of base unified memory, which has been a long time coming because we've been dealing with the 8 gigs of unified memory since the M1 series came out back in 2020. And then, as I mentioned, we also got the new MacBook Pro lineup in both the 16 and the 14-inch variants, with the M4 Pro and the new M4 Max chip, which again, these things are going to be ultra efficient, ultra powerful, and the small chassis that they're coming in, they should be able to give us some of the longest battery life we've ever seen on any Macs. Of course, on the iMac and the iMac front, these don't have batteries built into them because they are desktop solutions, but we will have some of the best power efficiency, which means with the M4 Mac Mini especially, I'm working on this on-the-go setup, which should really show off just how power efficient these things can be when you are using something like an external battery to power the M4 Mac Mini, so definitely stay tuned. Apple also finally updated all their accessories to now be USB-C accessories, but that is the only difference among them. So we now do have the Magic Mouse as well as the Magic Trackpad that charge via USB-C and also connect via USB-C. And then finally we have the small and larger versions of both the white and the space gray keyboards for the Magic Keyboards with USB-C, which is a nice addition to have, as well as Touch ID and non-Touch ID variants. The next big update that we got was the new iOS 18.2 Beta 2 update, which came in the Developer Beta 2 as well as the first public beta versions. So if you are a public beta developer, by all means jump on there and see exactly what it's like to be able to use things like the new Magic Wand, to be able to use things like the new ChatGPT integration, as well as Genmojis, image playgrounds, and things of that nature. But we've had the Beta 1 developer version for about 2 weeks, and in my opinion, it's one of the better updates, and it's really the true Apple Intelligence kind of update that we've gotten with iOS, iPadOS, and macOS, because with 18.1, even though that is out to the public, and we do have the new animation for Siri and some of the new writing tools, there's still a lot that remains to be wanted when it comes to Apple Intelligence on the 18.1 front, whereas with 18.2, they really start to answer all the questions of what Apple Intelligence is going to look like moving forward throughout our Apple ecosystem. So I do believe that 18.2 is a big stepping stone. Don't expect it to come out in November. It should come out probably towards the mid to late December, for everybody to have it during the holiday season with 18.2 and be able to use all these ChatGPT integrations and everything in between. But one of the big highlights, whether it is a highlight or a low light, it depends on you, but Apple is introducing a new paid tier of ChatGPT when it comes to the integrations within Apple. So if you are a ChatGPT user, whether it is a free or a paid one, make sure to sign in through the Apple Settings application to make sure that you're signed in to have some sort of running history of all your different queries and requests when it comes to ChatGPT. If you are a paid ChatGPT user through ChatGPT, that sign-in will then forego the need to pay for it. But if you do want to get prioritization as well as have basically an unlimited number of requests, we don't know what the limit is on the free version, but Apple is saying that you will have pretty much an unlimited amount of requests if you have the paid version, which is $19.99, and you can get that directly through the Settings app in Apple's ecosystem. I do want to have a little section here giving kudos to Apple on their election coverage. I'm not somebody that uses Apple News too often, but their Apple News application and having live coverage of it was something that I've really never seen before. I loved all the different updates, how nuanced you can get, how you can get down to the county level, how you're able to track things in real time, both through the news application as well as through live activities. So I just want to give kudos to Apple on that, and hopefully they bring that over to something like the sports application, because that is something that I would love to follow in real time if I'm unable to actually watch the games that I want to watch. So that is a great little stepping stone and an example of kind of the power that Apple can give us from a live activity and just real-time notification standpoint when it comes to using the election as their example ground. So I really like that. Kudos to Apple for giving us that. And then finally, the last thing I do want to mention is the iPad mini 7. I picked one up when it did release, so I've had it for about 2 or 3 weeks now, and I've been absolutely in love with it. Now I know that the form factor has not changed whatsoever in comparison to the iPad mini 6, so right now I do want to highlight that Amazon has the iPad mini 6 for sale, brand new from Amazon, the 64 gig version for $350, and then the 256 gig version for $500, which is a great price for that iPad. Now you will not be getting things like Apple Intelligence because it does not have the A17 Pro, and it doesn't support the Apple Pencil Pro, but it still supports the Apple Pencil 2, and if you're going to be using it how an iPad was intended to be used, and you don't care about Apple Intelligence, it is a fantastic price and awesome for the holiday season. And then finally, the iPad mini 7 is also a little bit on sale depending on when you're watching this. I saw it on sale up to $100 already on Amazon, but that was only for a day. So definitely kind of keep refreshing it. Right now it's $485, brand new from Amazon, and I've absolutely loved it. Definitely check out some of the content we've made this week on my iPad mini 7 review, as well as some of the accessories that should be coming out probably this weekend, depending on when you're watching this video. But that is all the news that we have from Apple and the tech world. We have all the new Apple products that have been released. As I said, definitely stay subscribed for some Mac Mini content because I got some awesome ideas coming for the Mac Mini, how I'm going to use it, how it's going to replace my M2 MacBook Air, how I'm going to use it in my personal ecosystem with my M4 iPad Pro being my main computer. A lot of different things that the Mac Mini will be able to do, and it's going to fit nicely in my ecosystem. But that'll do it, everybody. Let me know with a comment down below what you think of the new Friday 5s. We'll be sure to be doing this pretty much on a weekly basis to cover all the news and to make sure that you guys are up to date with everything, just in case you missed something throughout the week. But that'll do it, everybody. If you want to watch more videos like this one, definitely check out one of these videos right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando, and I'm out, everybody. Peace.